We were just talking about the relationship between need and demand. Need is biological. It points to the animality of human being. It's material. Needs are for food, for shelter, for water, and the like. Demands are different. Demands are sociological. They have more to do with care. They're also linguistic. The example we had last time was of a child who cries. It doesn't know what's wrong with it. It just knows it's uncomfortable, so it cries. The parent shows up. The primary caregiver shows up. An adult, some other human shows up and brings it food. In that moment, the primary caregiver is transforming the child's expression of need at the level of a cry into a demand, a request for something. The parent or primary caregiver hears the child's cry as a request for, in this case, food. Now, we also had in this example from last time the wrong guess. The primary caregiver can show up and bring food, and the child can continue to cry, refuse the bottle, whatever the case is. And you're like, okay, I guess this kid isn't hungry. Let me guess again. All of those guesses are meaning-making, trying to transform a base expression of need at the level of a wah or a cry into some sort of a communication, into some sort of an expression that is significant between two people, into a call, into a request for something. And when the parent or primary caregiver guesses the right thing and the crying stops, they think to themselves, I should just know that next time is what I'm going to do first, because that's usually why the kid cries, or something like that. You get this world, very small world, but a world of meaning that is being made as need expressed by the child is interpreted as demand at the level of the adult. So needs, again, are biological, they are animalistic, they produce the cry. Demands are interpretive, sociological, linguistic. They are the translation of the cry as expression into a demand or a request in the field of language. Now, I said last time that when a parent or primary caregiver meets the demand that a child seems to be issuing, I say seems to be issuing because it's really the parent or the primary caregiver who does the work of guessing what that cry means, if you will. When they bring, let's say, the blanket to the child who's crying, they are not just satisfying the child's material need for warmth. They are also showing the child that they care about them. When the primary caregiver shows up with a blanket, they don't just say, here's this to keep you warm. Their actions also say something else. They say, I love you. I care about you. I'm here for you. I'm always just in the other room. The child doesn't understand any of this. You could say it until you're blue in the face and the kid still wouldn't get it. Your actions, though, translate as expressions of care to the child. Now, here's the thing. It feels good to have that blanket put on you. And when the blanket's put on you, the shivering, the cold goes away because that need has been satisfied, the need for warmth. But the child's demand, craving, the positive experience of being cared for, that does not go away. What we're talking about here is the difference between need and demand, between a material need and a demand that is always the same. It is a demand for love. Needs, whether it's for food or warmth, can be satisfied. Our demand for love is insatiable. Nobody has ever been loved too much. There may have been times when you felt smothered. There may have been times when you felt like somebody was a little too much up in your business. That's not the same as love. That's different. Helicopter parents are not exercising love when they refuse to give their kid some breathing room In fact, what they're actually doing, more often than not, is pressing the kid towards anxiety. We'll talk about that later.